The Amazing Mumford presents All About Bones by Jocelyn Stevenson, illustrated by Norman Chartier. Welcome, welcome, cried the amazing Mumford. Today my super-de-duper magic show is all about bones. Mumford tapped at his magic hat. A la peanut butter sandwiches, he said, pulling something out of his hat. These, my friends, is a bone. Everybody has bones. Now for my magic. No. Now for my next trick, said Mumphy. A la peanut butter sandwiches. And he pulled a rabbit out of his hat. My bunny friend here will assist me. Notice the shape of his body. His bones give his body its shape. Mumford twirled his hat. All your bones put together make your skeleton. Observe, a la peanut butter sandwiches. Suddenly, a big pile of bones appeared. Here we have dinosaur bones. With the magic wave of my wand, you will see that all these bones put together make a dinosaur skeleton. Yay! 3 cheers for Mumphy, the audience yelled. Now, said Mumford, are there any questions? Yes, answered a little girl named Ginger. She came up on stage. This is all very interesting. But how do I know I have bones? So glad you asked, said the amazing Mumford. Squeeze your finger. That hard thing you feel inside, it is a bone. Ginger pinched at her finger. Oh yes, she said, I can feel something hard. Now, my little friend, said Mumford, grab your forehead, your chin, your elbow, your heel, your ankle, and your knees. I can feel my bones, said Ginger. Yes, cried Mumford. I have another question, Mr. Mumford, said Ginger. Proceed. Well, you said all my bones put together make my skeleton, she said. Right again, said Mumford. My question is, what does my skeleton look like? Excellent question, my clever friend, said Mumford. Watch carefully. Mumford closed his eyes and held his magic hat in his hands. A la peanut butter sandwiches, he yelled, and the amazing Mumford pulled a picture of a skeleton out of his hat. This is what your skeleton looks like. Notice the lovely bones in the tail. But, Mr. Mumford, said Ginger, I don't have a tail. No, but I do, barked a dog in the audience. That must be a picture of what my skeleton looks like. The dog jumped up on the stage and stood next to the picture. You're right you are, sir. You're right you are, said Mumphy. He gave the picture to the dog. Mumphy looked at Ginger. If at first you don't succeed, "A la peanut butter sandwiches," he cried, and he pulled another skeleton picture out of his hat. "There you are," said Mumphy proudly to Ginger. "What lovely flippers you have." "Wait a minute," said the seal in the audience. "She doesn't have flippers. I do." The seal waddled up on stage and studied the picture. "Look," she said, "that's a seal skeleton if I ever saw one." And she waddled off the stage with the picture. "Oh dear," said Mumford. "Run again." "A la peanut butter sandwiches." "Aha," said Mumford, looking at the picture that appeared in his hand. "This is what your skeleton looks like, Ginger. I never knew you had such a nice long back." "I don't," said Ginger, "but I do," hissed a snake. She slivered it on stage and lay next to the skeleton picture. As you can see, that is my skeleton, sir," said the snake, "and it's gorgeous, if I do say so myself." "Yes," said Mumphy sadly, "I see what you mean." Mumford scratched his head. He stared at his hat. "A la peanut butter sandwiches," he shrieked, and out of the hat popped another picture of a skeleton. Mumphy looked at the picture, then he looked at Ginger. "I don't suppose you have wings?" he asked hopefully. "Of course not," said Ginger. "That isn't my skeleton." "It must be mine," chirped a beautiful bird. He flew up to the stage and looked at the picture. "Yes, that's mine all right. It will look wonderful above my nest." He picked up the picture and flew off with it. Ginger was getting impatient. "What about my skeleton?" she asked. "It's coming," said Mumford. "A la peanut butter sandwiches." He pulled a newspaper out of his hat. Mumphy opened the paper. "There you are, I told you. A marvelous skeleton," he cried. "Thank you very much," neighed a horse sitting in the audience. She loped it on stage. "They belong to me, as you can see. This girl doesn't have 4 legs, but I do." "A la peanut butter sandwiches," Mumford sighed wearily. This time he pulled it of a piece of paper and all rolled up. Mumford unrolled it and unrolled the long roll of paper. He looked at the picture. He looked at Ginger. He looked back at the picture. "Wrong again," he said. "Is there by any chance a giraffe in the audience?" "Why, yes," said a giraffe, walking from a short nap. "Oh, look, you've got a picture of my skeleton." The giraffe walked in on stage and stood next to the picture. "Yes, that's my lovely long neck," he said, and he trotted off the stage with the picture. I'll try one more time," said Mumford. He placed his hands very carefully on his magic head. He took a deep breath "A la peanut butter sandwiches," he said slowly. Mumford looked at the pitcher he had pulled it from his hat and started to cry. "Oh no," he wailed it. "I failed it again." "Wait a minute," said Ginger. "You've got it upside down." Mumford turned the pitcher right side up. "Look," Ginger said. "This skeleton has two arms. I have two arms. This skeleton has two legs. I have two legs. This is a picture of my skeleton, Mr. Mumford. You've done it." Everybody in the audience stood up and cheered and hooray for Mumphy. "Of course, I've done it," said Mumford. "Did you think that I wouldn't?" "Oh no, Mr. Mumford, I knew you could do it," said Ginger. "But I have one more little favor to ask you. Anything you want, Ginger." With that, Ginger whistled, and the hugest, weirdest, most lovable monster in the world lumbered up on the stage. This is my best friend Flo," said Ginger. "Now, Mr. Mumford, sir, can you please show us what her skeleton looks like?" But the amazing Mumford was too amazed to try. The end.